Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kenyans are raising their voices about the State House spending on food, printing, stationaries, and other things at the time the country is indeed struggling with different sectors of the economy. And this lady is saying in a video here, how does it make sense that State House is spending 3.6 billion into some plates while the country can't seem to afford the basic need?
Shule hazina capitation, lakini mume wa wajane ametumia 3.6 billion on travels and meetings. Na iko ng'ombe mahali, hata kiwele yake haitoi maziwa, in the shape of a human being. Anaimba tuta. Your own children can't go to school because wewe mwenyewe umesota, una mbele wala nyuma. Alafu serikali unaabudu inakunyonya kuliko kupe. Shenzi wewe. Hakuna mtu natetea hapa, but even during Moi's era, he built schools, he provided food. Yani, huyu ni pep. This is a demon walking on the face of Kenya. In the name of I'm the president. Yes, asubuhi yote na nimekasirika hivi. By the time inafika lunch.
Capitation has been a problem in this country. And of course, Kenyans have been raising concerns about why we cannot be able to fund capitation in Kenya. And while the answers have not been coming, the Auditor General released a report that was really showing, that was telling the country why indeed probably we need to get worried about how things are run in this country. And in this podcast, I want us to look at more and more voices that are coming up against President Ruto's stand on how the country is being run. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. And thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. We continue to say thank you very much. Kindly subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. The advantage here is when you subscribe to a channel, you'll be getting notifications whenever we publish our videos. And we also urge you to support our sister channel, the Bold Foundation channel, a new channel that we also come up with where we are documenting human interest stories and also inspirational stories. So you can check out there. By the way, my story is also there. It is the latest. So if you want to know everything about Kevin in the Bold, rush there and check the latest story. Yeah, it's one of the most interesting stories there in that channel. Let's look at Ledama Kina. Ledama Kina has told off the president about this spending. Look at this tweet. You may not like what I have to say, but I'll have to say it anyway. State House lunches, waste of public is equal to waste of public funds. Bus rides, per diems, buffets don't build roads or jobs. Mr. President, pause county visits and State House lunches for 100 days, embrace digital town halls, end the politics of plates, embrace the politics of the future. And I want us to look at this. Ledama Kina is amongst the ODM politicians that were coalescing around William Ruto. And when the president announced, plans to build an international airport in Narok, Ledama Kina was the key champion of that project. I'm going to show you the state of that project at the moment, what has happened. But let's first explain really why what Ledama or Kina is saying is not taken lightly. I want you to imagine there was a delegation from Kiambu, 5,000 people in Kiambu. The same day, there was a delegation of another 3,000 people in Tarakaniti that were meeting the deputy president. Now, each one of them, the Kiambu guys were getting 20,000 times 5,000. Each one of them walikula, buffet. Buffet at State House will go, look at something of 3,000 times 5,000. And then these people are catered for in terms of transport. And that has been the trend every week, every day. The president is meeting people in State House and giving them stories or trying to pitch for his 2027 re-election. And I associate with Ledama or Kina that this is not the way to go about it. So, and having to speak about this means that something is not going up right. And just that, do you remember the story of Narok International Airport? I want you to look at it here.
Here we go. Once again, this is Senator Ledama Kina giving you an update of the progress of the construction of Narok International Airport. And I say international because the people who come to Narok are not just local people. International. Today we have thousands of tourists who visit Narok. So whether they get here from flying from Mombasa or from flying from Nairobi, Laikipia, East Africa, Europe, Narok is going to be building the first international airport in South Rift. So, as you can see, the contractor has completely built, well, let's say 80%, completed their structures, where the men and women who will be constructing this airport will be living. Now, here we go. The problem we have is Kenya Power. The last I checked, by last Friday, Kenya Power would have already installed a transformer there, which will allow these cubicles to have power, as well as allow the contractor to pull power for the AC plant which will be built there. I want to request Kenya Power to expedite service delivery. We delay so much in completing projects, not because the contractors are lazy, not because the contractors don't have money, but because when they apply for certain services, we get so lazy and you really cannot explain why you cannot just get up and bring the transformer here. KAA, please pay that. The contractor will only be here for 1 year, and then the power which will be here will be transferred to KAA. So I really want to urge you to please expedite so that we can be able to make some progress. Otherwise, I thank you and keep hoping and pushing this government to deliver. This is my job. Thank you very much.
This is Narok International Airport. The Narok International Airport that was supposed to be built, it was to the gateway to the Masai Mara National Reserve. What happened? The contractor is only supposed to be there for 1 year. That project has stalled for months, now 2 months. So what happened? Immediately President left, groundbreaking was done, alafu nyumba ya mafundi, those who will be working on the airport, ikajengwa. And after that, there have been an issue of power. So that work has not started kwa sababu after kujenga hizo nyumba, Kenya Power hawajapeleka stima and nothing can stop. And that has stalled that work for 2 years. I want to tell you this. I've been moving part of this country. If you get stalled projects, and you're told, now that project is likely to delay. Ukisikia the soundbite from Kina, Kina is saying the contractor is supposed to be there for only 1 year. But now this is going to the 6th month, the 4th month, the 5th month since that project was launched, and stima haijapelekwa. And so that work has not started. The dream of an international airport that Kenyans questioned is almost going down the drain. Is almost not a reality because we believed on something that we could not actually deliver. And this is normally the trend. At a launch, then the project will delay, stall at some point. Usually we are launching without the money. Then we start creating bottlenecks. You sponsor some 2-3 people to go to court to stop the project. Another one to say, oh, the contractor vanished with some money. Another one, oh, we started and don't know, public participation was not done. And if you've not done public participation, I think the president should do what we normally do in the Ball Foundation. Sisi huwa tunaanza project, tunajenga, inaisha. Tunakuja kulaunch kama imeisha. But the launches are political forums that are organized. And that is why you see the likes of Ledama like Kina are questioning. This country, we will only fix it when we put our priorities right. I found this story about the state of this school in Lugari.
Kulingana na mwalimu wa shule hiyo Oliver Mtoto, kwa miaka shule hiyo imetengwa na wabunge ambao wamekuwa wakichaguliwa eneo hilo, na ikiwa hawataijenga huenda ikafungwa na kulazimisha wanafunzi ambao wanatumia shule hiyo kuhamishwa maeneo mengine, hili likiwa pigo kubwa kwa wazazi walioanzisha ujenzi wa shule hiyo, nia yao ikiwa ni kupunguzia wanao mwendo wa kusaka masomo maeneo mengine. Wazazi wanadai idadi kubwa ya wanafunzi shule hiyo wamekuwa wakishambuliwa na funza kutokana na miundo msingi mbaya, jambo ambalo limesababisha kuzorota kwa masomo yao, wakiwalaumu wabunge waliotangulia kuchaguliwa eneo hilo, huku mbunge wa sasa eneo hilo Nabina Bwera akiwa tayari ameanzisha kampeni ya ondoa matope weka mawe kwenye baadhi ya shule ambazo zingali zimejengwa kwa kutumia matope.
Na sasa shida ambayo tuko nayo ni miundo msingi. Ukiangalia kuanzia darasa la chekechea mpaka madarasa yale ambayo tuko nayo, utapata kwamba ni madarasa ya matope yote. Tumejaribu kutafuta msaada, hata kuna wakati tumeandika proposal ili tuweze kupata usaidizi, lakini usaidizi wenyewe haupo. Hata darasa la ECD kuna wakati walikuja ground breaking last year, lakini kufikia saa hizi ukiuliza wanasema shule imejengwa maweni, lakini shule yenyewe haionekani ya ECD. Kwa hivyo ndio tunajaribu kutafuta. Huu ni mradi, unaona, wa matofali, ni mradi wazazi wamejitolea kwa sababu wamejaribu kutafuta misaada, lakini imeshindikana. Ndio wenyewe wakakaa wakaamua watengeneze matofali, alafu waone kama wanaweza kupata msaidizi awasaidie.
Hii shule yetu tulianzisha kitambo sana, na ilianzishwa tukiwa hata na Sabula na Makapila, mpaka wakatupea kibali ya hii sehemu, na tangu hiyo wakati hata hatutambuliki. Tumejiweka mpaka kwa Facebook, hatuoni hata chochote. Tunashindwa tunaenda wapi, mpaka inabidi tumejitokeza kama wazazi wa Maweni ili tupate kujenga darasa.
Ni shule ambayo imeanza hapo nyuma enzi za Sabura hapo. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu wahisani wote penye mko, hasa viongozi wetu, mtukumbuke wazazi, si ndivyo? Kule ifungwe, tuko na matofali zaidi ya 8,000 hapa sasa. Hata tupumusiki. Sasa inabidi tunalazimisha tu kufanya kazi kwa sababu tunaogopa serikali. Maana serikali ikiangalia inafika mahali nasema watoto wasome. Na watoto watasomaje kama sasa madarasa hayuko?
Ndio wasiwasi ambaye inawaandama wazazi kwenye shule hii, wakitaka wabunge waliotangulia na hata wale ambao wako kwa sasa pamoja na viongozi walioko kwa sasa kuhakikisha kuwa wamefikia kwenye shule hii na kuweza kuiamsha kwa kuweka miundo msingi bora kwa wanafunzi ambao wanaendeleza masomo kwenye shule hii. William Akos, NTV Mashinani, Lugari, kaunti ya Kakamega.
Asante sana William Akosi, mtazamaji wangu, akileta taarifa hiyo kutoka mashinani ya Magharibi.
Come on. Look at this. And you have all the money. I know even the MP for that constituency the other day was, squaring it out with the governor Fernandez Baraza on who to become the ODM chairperson. This will be somewhere chanting 2-term at the top of their voices. Well, that is the state of infrastructure. How in earth should we have a school, mad world school, now parents taking it upon themselves to fix things in that school, while the president and the leadership of the country plus the MPs are just playing games here and there? We cannot get our priorities right. And I want to say this. This month, I was championing against corruption. William Ruto can say anything he wants to say. He can promise Wanjiku anything he wants to promise Wanjiku. But I'm a bit more convinced with the time. If the president cannot face this monster called corruption and tame corruption, then we are heading nowhere. And even these allies who are supposed to be around him, why do you think every time there is a temptation to inject, why are they finding it easy not to tell president this is not it? William Ruto is only committed making sure that he excites the voter. As to whether he can deliver that or not is a different story. For example, if you go and promise airport, the MP, senator, governor, all of them have been promising locals airport, then that airport is not delivered. So make the local leadership also a problem. So that is why people need to come. And of course, I always say, the three things as I finish that can fix this country. Number one, the voter must make sure and normalize that if a leader has not delivered his promise, that leader needs not to get re-elected. He should not think of any re-election if he or she first delivers. The moment you make leaders one term, it will make them be very careful. That if I don't, that is it. Instead of cheapening the voter, you being cheapened by 10,000 stipend, a plate of ugali and rice and nyama in State House, and some dances here and there, you being given freebie to chant. Instead of cheapening politics on that, you should actually, when you get to the ballot, question, interrogate your conscience. Am I making the right choice or am I repeating the 2022 mistake? That is the first thing that can actually fix this country. That will be a game changer. The second thing is this. There is this budget called Budget of the State House. Do you know that budget is not audited? It is not audited. So that it should be audited so that mwenyewe ajue, hii pesa ni ya nani? We're using taxpayers' money, we are giving money throughout. Ni ya nani? The constitutional provision that allowed status budget not to be audited is the biggest undoing in this country, because that window has been exploited by people to run corrupt dealings. William Ruto says all the time that campaigns are yet to start and is not campaigning. So if that is the position, then it is high time the State House delegation should stop. Otherwise, all those are campaigns, and people must be so careful on the right choice that they make when the ballot arrives. Thank you.